Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're in the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. It's time for its first oil change. So we're gonna go through this whole process for you. We'll have all the tools and parts that you need down in the description down below. So stick with us. All right guys, here's all the tools and supplies that you'll need for the oil change. Paper towels, because I make messes with my oil changes. If you don't have an Impact, you're going to be using Ratchet. This is a T30 Torx. There's about 20 bolts underneath of this thing holding a cover that's hiding the oil pan and the oil filter that we have to take off. So if you have an Impact, it'll be a lot quicker to zip that off. That's a 13mm socket. That will be for the drain plug. And I'm doing an ACDelco PF48 oil filter. You can do Fram or whatever your preference is. And then I have an oil filter wrench there. You can use whichever style you have as well. And then 0W30 on the oil weight. I picked up this European car formula Mobile 1 from Walmart. Takes 5.5 quarts, so I did a 5-quart jug and 1 extra quart there. Then you'll need an oil drain pan of some kind. I'm using my quick jacks there to lift this thing up, but just some ramps or jacks will work as well. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so you can see under here there are many T30 bolts, and it looks like to me that some of them might be missing from previous oil changes because it's overkill. There's so many of them, but there's still quite a few of them up here. With all these up front here. So we're going to undo those, and then we'll be able to get to the drain plug and the filter. Okay, so little bolt right there on each corner, front and back. Over here's the small one as well. It is a T25, so we need a T25 and T30 for this. Right, yeah, 2, 3, yes, 3 right there. Like I said, guys, this is annoying. So annoying. Well, we got it off. So check this out, guys. We've either got an oil leak coming from the drain plug, but also possibly the filter. It is very wet right in this area. So we're gonna get that all cleaned up. Get that new filter on there. New drain plug. Get that off there and see what the drain plug washer looks like, because maybe that's why it's leaking. But that's why these covers are kind of deceiving. Like, you wouldn't know that you had an oil leak until you do your oil change. If you didn't have this cover covering all this, you would know that you have an oil leak. So, I'm gonna get the oil drained here. We'll get that plug off, the 13mm. Okay, whoever put this oil plug in over tightened it, guys. It is not supposed to be in there that tight. Alright guys, somebody over tightened this thing. So I got my breaker bar out. Oh my lord. I don't know who did this, but it's not good. Jiminy Christmas. Did somebody impact that fucker on there? Guys, you should torque your stuff to spec. Don't do whatever this person did who did this oil change last. Gotta be getting close. Ta-da! I actually kind of aimed that right. First time for everything, I guess. I didn't have my towels close by, guys. We're going for the towels. Messy, messy oil changes. Well, guys, we'll let that drain out, and we need to analyze our washer situation here, or lack thereof. See what I'm going to do there. I got to see if you're supposed to have a washer on this one or not. I assume so, but maybe not. So we'll take a peek. Well, guys, I made a trip to the Dodge dealer, so believe it or not, the Alfa Romeo is part of Fiat Chrysler, and it is a 650, I don't think it's focusing, 6507741AA is the part number. I'll have that down in the description. I'll have a link to Amazon where you can get all these parts and stuff from my Amazon affiliate store, so if you are interested in ordering any of that stuff, check those links out. But this was the original one, and the washer is just crushed. This is why I do my own oil changes, guys. Whoever did the last oil change over tightened the heck out of this, and I almost guarantee that the oil filter is probably over tightened, and I'm sure that's why we saw the leaking under there. So that's one big reason I like to do my own oil changes. We can do them right, and we'll torque this thing down. But there's the new one, so you can see the rubber gasket that it comes with. It's kind of built into the plug, and that one definitely has a little bit more height to it. It's not crushed, so I think that's going to fix up our oil leaking problem for the drain plug at least. So I'm going to go ahead and get this put in and torque it to 15 foot-pounds, guys. That is the proper torque on this, 15 foot-pounds. All right, guys, new plug going in. Hopefully the threads didn't get messed up on this thing when they over tightened it. Gee, many Christmas, they tightened it way too much. So I've actually got an inch-pound torque wrench here. So 15 foot-pounds to inch-pounds is 180. 180 inch-pounds. We're going to tighten this guy to. See that? Hardly any tightness, guys. You don't need to over tighten the thing, because it's going to make that rubber gasket, by the way, yes, it was rubber, that rubber seal, it's going to seal around that aluminum edge, and then it won't leak. So, and then the next time we do an oil change, or the next person won't have to use a breaker bar. All right, oil filter time. All right, my wrench that I had was not working, so I have one of these universal ones that I'm going to try and spin this off of. So this one is not tight at all, so I wonder if they didn't tighten it enough. But typically I just go as tight as I can with the hand on these. You can try to avoid that kind of mess If you do like a plastic bag, put it up there and try to catch most of that oil. Sometimes that'll work. Make a little less mess. We'll let that drain. Get our new filter up in there. And we're ready to fill it with some oil. Okay, time to thread this guy on. I just put a little bead of oil around that rubber gasket so it can seal up a little better, so it's not so dry. And like I said, these don't have to be super tight, but I like to get it as tight as I can, hand tight. Maybe we put the wrench on there just to give it one little snug, because I can't get my hand in here really well to torque on it, so we might just do that. So I don't know what was up with that other filter, because it would not work with my wrench, but this one, the new one, does. So it's just like the flutes on it were just a little bit different. So I think that should be tight enough right there to snug it a little bit. Don't want to over tighten it because we don't want leaks. So all right, that should be it for underneath, guys. I'm gonna clean everything up a little bit here, and then I'm going to leave the cover off, just so I can drive around, make sure there's no leaks or anything from what we just did, and then we'll put that cover back on in a later time. All right, guys, time for 5 quarts, the first 5 quarts. You probably may want to funnel, just because this strut tower bar is kind of in the way of things. We'll do half of this guy and we should be good to go. Maybe just a little more. All right, that should be 5.5 quarts. Now we got to hop in and do the oil light reset, which is a pretty tricky process. It's not completely straightforward like some American cars, but we'll jump in and show you how to reset that light, and then we'll take her for a drive so we can get it warmed up, and then we'll check the oil level. All right, guys, powering this thing on after the oil change. You'll see we still have the oil reset light. Oil change required. So we're going to go ahead and shut this all down again, and then I'll show you the process for resetting that oil light. Okay, guys, we're going to do the oil light reset on a 2018 Alfa Romeo Stelvio. Should be the same for the Giulias and may work for some of the newer models as well. So first thing we need to do is turn the car into accessory, and then we have to push the accelerator down 6 times quickly within 10 seconds. So after that, then we power the car off, open the door, close the door, power it on, should be reset. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now power off, open the door, close the door, power on. Boom. No check oil light on the 2018, or no change oil light on the 2018 Stelvio. So it works, guys. So make sure you do it exactly as I said. We'll go through it one more time here for you. So car is off. The other kicker, the other thing that people miss is opening the door and closing it. So that's the key. You have to shut the car back off, open the door, close it. Make sure you do that. So starting off, turn it on so it's in accessory mode. Once you see that screen come up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, off, open door, close, start the car. All right, guys, last thing we need to do is just check the oil level here. So we're gonna go into the menu, down to car, and then just car status, we were going to enter on that. And here you have tires, maintenance, oil level. So here's the oil level. If you can read it out there, it says to get an updated reading, park the car on a flat surface, wait 5 minutes with the engine on and idling, which we've already done. So we can see that the oil level is about 3/4. So we could go a little more if we want, but we're above half. So I'm calling that good for now, and we'll keep an eye on it. So should be all set. All right, guys, that was the oil change on a 2018 Alfa Romeo Stelvio. Main reason why I changed my own oil, that oil drain plug was definitely on there too tight, and then the oil filter might have been on there too loose. So I think we got everything tightened down to spec now, and we should be good to go for another year on the oil. So if you have any questions for me, leave them down below in the comments section. If you're looking for any of the parts or the tools, check out my Amazon affiliate links down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next video.